Arsenal received a timely and significant boost in training today as Piero Hincapié and Riccardo Calafiori both returned to full first-team sessions ahead of the crucial Premier League clash against Manchester United. With the season entering a decisive phase and fixtures coming thick and fast, the sight of both defenders back on the training pitch will be hugely encouraging for Mikel Arteta, his coaching staff, and the Arsenal supporters. Defensive stability has been a cornerstone of Arsenal's progress under Arteta, and the return of two versatile, aggressive, and tactically intelligent defenders could not have come at a better moment. The training session at London Colney was intense and sharply focused, reflecting the magnitude of the upcoming encounter. Arsenal players worked through tactical drills, pressing patterns, and defensive shape exercises, with Hincapié and Calafiori fully involved alongside the rest of the squad. Their participation was not limited or light. Both players trained normally, suggesting that their recovery has progressed well and that they are now firmly back in contention for selection. While final decisions will be made after further assessments, their presence alone adds competition and depth to Arsenal's backline. Piero Hincapié's return is particularly significant due to his adaptability and physical presence. The Ecuadorian international has proven capable of playing both as a left-sided center-back and as a left-back, giving Arteta flexibility in his defensive setup. His aggression in duels, speed in recovery runs, and comfort on the ball make him a valuable option against high-intensity opponents like Manchester United. With United expected to attack directly and transition quickly, Hincapié's athleticism could be a vital asset, especially in managing wide threats and defending large spaces. Riccardo Calafiori's comeback is equally important, though for slightly different reasons. The Italian defender offers composure, positional intelligence, and excellent distribution from the back. Comfortable stepping into midfield zones and progressing play under pressure, Calafiori fits perfectly into Arteta's possession-based system. His ability to invert, overlap, or stay compact depending on the game state gives Arsenal another tactical layer. Against a Manchester United side that often presses aggressively in midfield, having defenders who can resist pressure and play through the lines is crucial. Their return also eases the physical burden on Arsenal's existing defensive core. Over recent weeks, Arteta has had to carefully manage minutes due to injuries and fixture congestion across domestic and European competitions. With Hincapié and Calafiori back, rotation becomes more realistic, reducing the risk of fatigue and late-season burnout. This depth could prove decisive not only for the Manchester United match, but also for the broader title race and Arsenal's ambitions in Europe. From a tactical perspective, Arteta now has multiple defensive configurations available. He can opt for a traditional back four, a more fluid build-up shape with an inverted fullback, or even adjust personnel mid-game without sacrificing balance. Hincapié's ability to defend one-on-one and Calafiori's comfort in controlled possession scenarios allow Arsenal to adapt to different game states, whether protecting a narrow lead or pushing for a late winner. The timing of their return also sends a psychological message. Facing Manchester United is always a high-pressure occasion, regardless of league position or recent form. Knowing that key players are returning can lift the mood within the squad and increase belief ahead of kickoff. Training intensity often rises when competition for places increases, and that appeared evident in today's session. Players were sharp, focused, and fully engaged, aware that selection will be earned rather than guaranteed. Arteta, known for his meticulous preparation, will likely take a cautious but optimistic approach. While both defenders are back in training, match sharpness and rhythm will be closely monitored. A late call will be made on whether they start, feature from the bench, or are eased back gradually. However, even if they do not begin the match, having them available as options during the game could be decisive, especially if Arsenal need to adjust tactically or respond to unexpected developments. Looking ahead, the return of Hincapié and Calafiori strengthens Arsenal's long-term outlook. With multiple competitions still in play, squad depth is not a luxury but a necessity. Injuries can derail momentum, but timely returns like these can restore balance and confidence. Arsenal's defensive unit, already one of the strongest in the league, now looks closer to full strength, reinforcing the team's identity as a side built on structure, intensity, and collective discipline. As the Manchester United match approaches, Arsenal's preparation appears to be trending in the right direction. Training sessions are sharp, key players are returning, and the tactical framework is well established. Hincapié and Calafiori being back in full training does not guarantee victory, but it undeniably increases Arsenal's chances of controlling the game, managing pressure moments, and executing Arteta's plan effectively. For Arsenal fans, it is a reminder that the squad is growing stronger at exactly the moment it matters most. Arsenal's latest training session ahead of the Manchester United showdown provided valuable insight into the condition, form, and readiness of several key players across the squad. With the fixture carrying major importance in the Premier League race, Mikel Arteta and his staff used the session not only to fine-tune tactics but also to closely monitor individual players as selection decisions draw near. The return of Piero Hincapié and Riccardo Calafiori dominated headlines, but the broader picture across the squad was equally encouraging. Bukayo Saka was once again a central figure in training, showing no signs of physical concern and operating at full intensity. The winger looked sharp during attacking drills, combining pace with precision and confidence in one-on-one situations. Saka's role against Manchester United is expected to be crucial, particularly in exploiting wide areas and forcing defensive mismatches. His fitness is a major positive for Arsenal, given how heavily he influences their attacking rhythm and end product in big matches. Gabriel Martinelli also trained fully and appeared lively, continuing to build momentum after recent strong performances. His sharpness in pressing drills stood out, underlining his importance in Arteta's high-energy system. Against a Manchester United side that can struggle under sustained pressure, Martinelli's ability to harass defenders and make aggressive runs in behind could be decisive. Training footage showed him working closely with the full-backs, hinting at coordinated movements designed to overload wide channels. In midfield, Declan Rice remains the cornerstone of Arsenal's structure. He trained without restriction and was heavily involved in positional drills that focused on transitions and defensive cover. Rice's presence allows Arsenal to control space and tempo, especially against opponents who look to counter quickly. His leadership in training was evident, often directing teammates and organizing pressing triggers, reinforcing his role as a key on-field general. Martin Odegaard continued to look sharp and authoritative, dictating tempo during possession-based exercises. The captain's fitness appears optimal, and his connection with Arsenal's forwards remains central to Arteta's plans. Odegaard's movement between the lines and ability to unlock compact defenses will be essential against Manchester United, who are expected to sit deep at times before breaking forward. His calmness and creativity in training suggest he is ready to shoulder that responsibility. Kai Havertz also featured prominently, training at full intensity and showing improved sharpness in both pressing and finishing drills. His versatility gives Arteta tactical flexibility, whether deployed as a forward, an attacking midfielder, or a late runner into the box. Havertz's physical presence and aerial ability could be particularly useful against United's central defenders, and his confidence appears to be growing as the season progresses. At the back, William Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes continued their established partnership in training, maintaining the defensive solidity that has defined Arsenal's campaign. Both defenders looked composed during high-pressure scenarios, dealing well with quick transitions and aerial threats. Their understanding remains one of Arsenal's strongest assets, and the return of Hincapié and Calafiori only strengthens the depth around them, reducing the need for over-reliance on any single pairing. Ben White trained normally and appeared comfortable, continuing his role as a key figure in Arsenal's defensive and build-up phases. His ability to step into midfield areas and support attacks remains a tactical advantage. White's fitness is especially important against Manchester United's wide threats, as he often balances defensive discipline with forward support. In goal, David Raya was fully involved and sharp during shot-stopping drills. His distribution was a key focus, with Arteta clearly emphasizing quick restarts and accurate long passes to bypass United's press. Raya's confidence on the ball and command of his area will be vital in managing pressure moments, particularly during sustained spells of opposition possession. Leandro Trossard also featured positively, offering energy and versatility in attacking drills. Arsenal's transfer activity in January 2026 has been a blend of strategic squad management, long-term planning, and targeted maneuvering as the club seeks to balance immediate competitive needs with future sustainability. After entering this campaign with high expectations of challenging on multiple fronts, domestically and in Europe, the Gunners' recruitment team have been tasked with navigating a window that is both unpredictable and critical to maintaining momentum. With the Premier League title race intensifying, Arsenal's approach has been cautious yet proactive, focusing on shoring up areas of need without disrupting team harmony or long-term squad development. The standout development in Arsenal's winter transfer dealings has been the formal completion of a loan move involving one of their brightest young prospects. 18-year-old midfielder Ethan Nwaneri, who made history as the youngest player in Premier League history when he debuted at just 15 years old, has officially joined League One side Marseille on loan for the remainder of the season. This decision marked a significant moment in his development arc, as first-team minutes at Arsenal have been limited this campaign, despite his evident potential and historic breakthrough at such a young age. The loan is widely seen as a developmental move designed to expose him to regular senior football in a competitive environment, with Marseille's manager known for playing youthful talent in meaningful matches. A factor that influenced the decision to sanction the temporary switch. Arsenal's management believe that consistent game time in France will accelerate Nwaneri's maturation more effectively than sporadic appearances at the Emirates, even as the Gunners continue to compete across several competitions and remain in contention for silverware at the top of the English game. In parallel with outgoing loan business, Arsenal's recruitment conversations in the January window have been dominated by speculation and internal evaluation over attacking reinforcements. Despite a formidable attacking roster, the club's goal-scoring figures have been scrutinized, and there remains a belief internally that additional offensive firepower could help tip tight matches in their favor. Different sources inside the sport suggest that Arsenal have continued to explore opportunities to bring in a high-quality striker capable of commanding the final third and consistently converting chances at the elite level. Throughout the window, speculation has persisted surrounding interest in an elite forward, the most prominent name associated with Arsenal in the recent transfer discourse being Argentine international Julian Alvarez. Talks around a potential approach for the Atletico Madrid forward have periodically surfaced, with Arsenal monitoring the situation as Atletico appear open to hearing offers above a significant valuation. While Atletico Madrid have maintained that they are reluctant to sell mid-season, contacts between Arsenal's sporting leadership and representatives close to Alvarez have been described as exploratory in nature, indicating that Arsenal could react should conditions align, particularly if they need to reinforce their attacking options ahead of critical fixtures in the Premier League and Champions League. The interest in Alvarez represents a broader theme in Arsenal's transfer thinking. They are willing to consider marquee talents who can make an immediate impact, but such moves are balanced against financial pragmatism and the club's overarching philosophy of sustainable squad building. Pursuing a player of Alvarez's caliber and associated transfer fee is understood to be a complex proposition that would require careful negotiation, and it is unclear whether Arsenal will escalate their pursuit in the current window or pivot their strategy towards the summer transfer period when more comprehensive squad restructuring is permitted. Regardless, the mere association with a forward of his standing reflects Arsenal's intent to leave no stone unturned in their efforts to assemble a squad capable of challenging on all fronts. Beyond the high-profile striker discussion, Arsenal's midfield and defensive recruitment conversations have also featured in transfer news discussions this January. Internally, there has been speculation and occasional reporting that the club have made inquiries regarding young midfield talents who could be contenders for future integration into the first team. Such targets often come with intriguing profiles, technically gifted, tactically astute young players who could be developed within Arsenal's structured and coaching environment. Conversations have touched on individuals from Brazil's domestic leagues and other European academies, signaling that Arsenal are keeping their long-term recruitment networks active, even amidst a winter window that has not yet produced major signings. Defensive depth is another theme that has emerged, largely due to injuries that have affected Arsenal's backline at various points in the season. While the first-choice defenders have returned or are nearing fitness, the idea of bolstering the squad with versatile options has been floated internally. The recruitment team, mindful of the demands of multiple competitions, have monitored several defenders with the attributes that align with Mikel Arteta's tactical demands: ball-playing comfort, adaptability across defensive positions, and the physical attributes required to operate in the Premier League. Nonetheless, defensive targets appear to be more realistic for the summer transfer window, when the club can take a broader view of its strategic recruitment needs. Amid the broader context of transfer planning, Arsenal have also faced questions around player departures. While Nwaneri's loan move was the most high-profile exit so far, there has been discussion surrounding the futures of several senior players whose roles have fluctuated this season. Some individuals have been linked with potential moves abroad, often to Serie A, where clubs have expressed interest in acquiring experienced forwards or midfielders from Arsenal's roster. One such situation involves Arsenal striker Gabriel Jesus, who has drawn attention from clubs in Italy as he continues to rehabilitate and rebuild form after significant injury setbacks. While Arsenal have not confirmed any formal offers for Jesus, speculation about his next chapter has been part of transfer window narratives, reflecting the complex interplay between squad continuity and individual playing time concerns. The internal debate at Arsenal regarding departures and incoming reinforcements has been shaped not just by tactical considerations, but also by the club's financial strategy. Arsenal's leadership has stressed responsible spending following significant outlays in previous windows, and any move in January needs to balance immediate necessity with long-term financial health. This has led to careful deliberation within the club, with sporting director and recruitment staff weighing up which positions require attention now versus those that can wait until a summer overhaul. Despite the heated nature of January transfer speculation, Arsenal's approach has remained measured. Comments attributed to manager Mikel Arteta reflect a desire to remain alert to opportunities, while also understanding that not every rumored deal will come to fruition. Arteta's mantra throughout this campaign has been one of incremental improvement and squad unity, and the manager has publicly emphasized the need to act decisively rather than reactionarily. This ethos has influenced how the club engage with transfer targets, identifying areas of genuine need, prioritizing players who fit the club's identity and structure, and avoiding hasty decisions that could unsettle the squad. In the background of all transfer discussions, the club's current competitive position adds another layer of complexity. Arsenal sit deep into a title challenge domestically and remain active in cup competitions, including the Champions League. The balance between maintaining a settled squad and integrating new players in mid-season creates a practical challenge for the coaching staff, determining when to add to the squad and when stability serves the team better. This dynamic has shaped Arsenal's relatively conservative use of the January window so far, with the loan of Nwaneri representing the most concrete transaction completed. Looking ahead, the remainder of the January transfer window, which runs until early February, will be watched closely by supporters and pundits alike. Arsenal's recruitment team are expected to remain vigilant, ready to act if a deal that aligns with both sporting and financial priorities becomes possible. The potential for movement in attacking options, midfield depth, and defensive reinforcement persists, and the club's leadership have communicated internally that they are prepared for various scenarios, including the possibility of last-minute negotiations that could see key targets arrive before the deadline. Ultimately, the narrative of Arsenal's transfer activity this January is one of strategic patience, calculated risk-taking, and long-term vision. The loan of Ethan Nwaneri underscores the club's commitment to youth development and thoughtful squad management, while continued interest in attacking reinforcements demonstrates a willingness to pursue high-impact signings when conditions are favorable. Conversations surrounding players like Julian Alvarez illustrate that Arsenal are not content to stand still, even if major transactions remain unresolved in the short term.